Welcome to the Official Personality Guru. When it comes to being under times of stress, most times can go into their shadow mode. This can be a way to self-protect, but can also simply be because this person is feeling overwhelmed and no longer trusting in their instincts. For the INTP, this can be a difficult state of mind to be in since they are naturally analytical people who do their best to understand the things which happen to them. If they don't understand about being in their shadow, they are likely to become frustrated with this change, wanting to understand why they feel so out of tune with their natural way of being. Today, let's talk about INTP under stress, the INTP's unhealthy dark side. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the Official Personality Guru and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. INTPs who are especially unhealthy or immature can function with a warped introverted thinking process. They can appear isolated, disinterested in others, or harsh. They may pride themselves on being extremely direct and unconcerned with social necessities, only to offend people they care about or who care about them. At work and in life, they want most of all to avoid being interfered with. They will go to extreme lengths to be left alone. In relationships, unhealthy INTPs can be brutal in their criticism of others, but they justify this by believing they're merely pointing out the truth. They hate being told what to do and will be difficult to manage in many work settings because they have such a little interest in cooperating with the team or taking orders. Keeping up with deadlines, obeying traditional rules, or responding with empathy to the needs of their co-workers can hold very little importance to them. INTPs who fall into this category have usually not had a healthy childhood or background with which to develop and appropriately express their functions. Either they were left to their own devices and not given any kind of guidance or good example to draw from, or they were abused, ignored, or forced to fend for themselves at too young of an age. INTP's natural functions. The dominant function of the INTP is their TI or introverted thinking, which makes them highly analytical and often factual people. They use their inner thoughts and minds to take part information and dive into it on a much deeper level. This dominant function is the go-to for the INTP when it comes to making decisions and understanding the world around them. They process information through their internal way of thinking, which helps them to uncover the truth where others might fall. This also makes the INTP excellent at problem solving, since they use all of the facts and details to help them figure out the smartest path to take. They use this time of thinking to process information, which is what makes the INTP rather logical-minded people. Their auxiliary or second placement function is their NE or extroverted intuition. They use this to see various patterns around them, which helps them explore different information. The INTP combines this with their introverted thinking, and this helps to discover new information and analyze it. Their intuition helps them to see all of these connections from the information, which is truly useful when it comes to making conclusions and uncovering the truth that might be hiding underneath layers of information. This also makes the INTP rather creative when it's their ideas and different theories they put together. This helps the INTP discover things that most people might be hesitant to even explore. The tertiary or third function for the INTP is their SI or introverted sensing, which isn't the most prominent for them, but it is used. Their introverted sensing often displays itself by using facts from the past to make patterns with more future-related information. INTPs also show this function by being nostalgic at times, reminiscing on past situations and events. Their minds can sometimes get caught up thinking about these things, analyzing whether or not they could have done something differently, or whether they should have found a different path. The inferior function of the INTP's function stack is their FE or extroverted feeling, which normally connects with the emotions of others. This can be a challenging one for the INTP to strengthen since they are more ruled by logic than emotions. They don't make many decisions based on feelings or the emotions of others, even though they do care about these things. This often displays itself by the INTP second-guessing their thoughts and feelings. wanting to know how the other person truly feels. They may replace the emotions with facts, analyzing the little pieces they receive. How about you? As someone under stress, what are your unhealthy dark sides? Be sure to watch until the end and share your experience to have a chance to have your comment pinned. INTP in their shadow. The dominant function of the INTP is their TI. When they are in their shadow, they become more focused on TE. When the INTP attempts to dominantly use this function, it can cause them to be more direct and even a bit aggressive in their attempts to get things done. It can also cause the INTP to struggle with trusting people, especially those who possess dominant TE. Those people will seem like they are attempting to control others, especially the INTP. Because of this, they want to avoid this type of person or may even challenge them in some ways. They're likely to be more short-tempered when they are in their shadow because this TE is presenting itself in confused and unhealthy ways, attempting to organize everything, even the people around them, in hopes of getting things done and making some sort of real progress around them. They lose patience when it comes to people making mistakes, and appear much less forgiving and understanding than normal. This presents itself as authoritative behavior, the INTP attempting to be the boss and in control of those around them. The second function of the INTP, being their NE, is replaced with NI. For the INTP, this can cause them to jump to conclusions, trying to come up with future ideas without using their natural means of doing so. They might get a feeling about someone or something and find themselves analyzing this to the point of exhaustion. These feelings are rarely connected to facts or real evidence, but the INTP is following hunches, which causes them to become a bit paranoid. In relationships, this is often when the INTP starts to have their doubts about this person's motives and behaviors, making them constantly question things based on feelings which they try to rationalize. Where the INTP normally uses their introverted sensing, they become focused on extroverted sensing. This is often weak function for the INTP, as they aren't that connected with the outside world. Instead, they may attempt to overcompensate, challenging people in physical ways and attempting to be more reckless. They won't be using this to connect to the physical world in such a positive way. Instead, they might become impulsive and find themselves jumping into situations just because it should feel good. This isn't natural behavior for the INTP and can get them into situations they regret later on. The final function of the INTP is normally FE, but in this case, they start to use their FI more strongly. This isn't done in the most positive ways. Instead, it causes the INTP to question themselves and their own inner emotions. They're likely to have doubts about their behaviors, this inner voice of theirs turning to blame themselves and others. The INTP starts to question their moral beliefs and might become constantly on edge about their feelings or the feelings of others. Before we continue, if you enjoy the video, make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the Official Personality Guru for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. Why this happens? This often happens when the INTP is under times of extreme stress and self-doubt. When their own beliefs and inner knowledge are challenged or shaken seriously, it causes the INTP to feel overwhelmed. This can cause them to retreat into this shadow mode, often searching for new methods to help them solve these problems. Since their natural way of processing things and behaving isn't quite working for the INTP, they start to resort to these other methods. When they are in their shadow, they don't behave like themselves, often seeming more aggressive and on edge with everyone around them. For the INTP, the shadow mode does often happen under serious stressful times, especially when they don't see a way out of these struggles. Being unable to remove the stress from their lives creates a sort of shift for the INTP, sending them into their shadow mode and causing them to behave in much more unhealthy methods.